Oh, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm well. Good to see you.
Great to see you.
Thank
Heck
you.
yeah.
Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to be here on my podcast, man. I appreciate you.
Man, anytime. I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah.
Miss you, man. It's been a while.
I know. I miss you too. You're
Yeah.
looking good. You're looking good.
I appreciate you as well, man. You look
Ah.
healthy, man. You look great. Yeah.
Thanks, brother. So, hey, man. So, what's one good thing that's happening to you today, or one good thing that's going on with you today?
One great thing, man. I'm alive. I'm up and moving. I feel great. I don't feel sick. There's a lot going.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, and
Right.
things could be a lot worse. So good thing is, I'm about to do some music today, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Amen, dude. Without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that can lift us up, during these times, without a doubt. So, for everybody that's listening, thank you so much for being here and chiming into this podcast today. So, I got my brother David Hamilton. That's your last name, right? Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
All
You
right,
got it
all right, all
right.
right. Cool. I
Yeah.
got my bro David from Of Good Nature here. He is
Hey.
incredibly talented musician, drummer, songwriter, producer. You do everything.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit. Yeah. I appreciate it,
Yeah. And
man.
I was really fortunate enough to go on tour with Fayuka and Of Good Nature a couple of years ago, and
That was fun.
we toured the West Coast together. And so I wanted to bring David on because we had such a fun time together, and he's such a cool, inspiring, and talented human being, and I just thought that he'd be perfect to bring on the show. So
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for
yeah.
having me.
Yeah, without a doubt. So if you guys haven't checked out Of Good Nature, be sure to follow him on Spotify and check him out. And I'm sure you guys got
Yeah.
a lot. You guys
Appreciate it.
just dropped a new record too.
Yeah. It's called Everything Turns Gold. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's true, man.
I appreciate it.
Even with everything going on this year, it's like, that one thing that's been like keeping me positive is it's like, with every adversity, there's an equivalent or greater benefit, and it's like
Oh man. Yeah.
there's a lot of negative stuff going on, but at the same time there's also been a lot of good stuff that's happened this year.
Hmm. Man.
um,
Yeah. I think this year has been great despite every aspect.
hmm
And it's been a lot going on, like I said. But if you look at yourself being here and alive today, you can't ask for nothing more than that.
yeah
So everything's
yeah
been a blessing, though, man. It's been fun. I've been enjoying this year. Slowly, been depressed a little bit because I miss live music, but
I
I've
hear
been
you.
enjoying this year as well.
Yeah, I've been right there with you, David. You're not the only one, man. It's like, and to be honest, I never really experienced depression or like anxiety or anything like that until this
Yeah.
year. Just with like everything going on, it's like, and so many people. It's like I was just talking to a friend of mine last night, and he was just kind of having like uh, you know, a mental breakdown of sorts, and it's just like, man, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Everybody. It's like, when you're stuck inside all the time, and you can't do the things that you used to do, and it's like it definitely it tests your mental fortitude.
It do. Yes, sir.
But so with everything that's been going on this year, there've been a lot of tribulations for both of us and a lot of people in the music industry right now. um
Hmm.
what's been one thing that's kept you positive and has given you hope amid everything going on?
To be honest, memories. Memories has kept me positive because I know we're at a low point,
Sure.
in this world,
Yeah.
but things can't stay like that. Then
Yeah.
we won't let it stay like that. Us as humans, like it starts with you. It starts with one person at a time to
Right.
make a change, and you playing music is changing somebody else's life. You don't know, until somebody comments like, "Hey, I enjoyed that."
Yeah.
And that might be all they say, but that might have meant the world to them at the end of the day. So the music has been a very positive thing in today's that in comedy. People need to
Yes.
laugh, man.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, shout out to Kevin Hart,
Oh yeah.
and Country Wayne and many others who's been killing the internet because
Yeah.
I've been laughing my butt off for sure.
Oh,
And
right
that's what you
on.
got to do, man, to enjoy the day. And my friends has also been helping me
Yeah.
get through, stay positive, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you get through.
I hear you, David. Yeah, man, it's like it's you, making an impact on like one person out there playing music that needs
Yeah,
to hear something, and it's like it's you going out and doing that one thing that makes you feel positive and sharing that
yeah,
with somebody else, and it's just this like butterfly effect that everybody's able to feel and to grow from, and to be able to get through the pandemic and get through whatever's going on in your
yeah.
life, even beyond the pandemic, it's like
Exactly.
it's a beautiful gift to be able to be a musician, But dude, Kevin Hart, I gotta listen to some more Kevin Hart. He is a funny guy.
He's a very funny guy, man. I enjoy his laugh out loud little talk shows he does with
I'll have to listen to
some of
that.
different artists. Yeah. It's cool. It's another version of a podcast, but like in a ice tub, and it's dope.
Right.
It's dope. It's
That's
cool.
cool. So
Yeah.
you're on the East Coast, man. So you're in North Carolina, right?
Yes, sir. Charlotte,
Right.
North Carolina.
Charlotte. I've never been out there,
Yeah.
but I've
You
seen
got to
pictures. It
come.
looks beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's very beautiful, man. It's great barbecue here. You
Ah,
enjoy Charlotte. Yeah, it's
yeah.
great for barbecue.
Yeah, Cameron, the lead singer of Good Nature, is like, "Yo, yeah, man, you can always crash at my place, and we'll hook you up." And
Yeah.
I don't know,
Heck
like,
yeah.
whenever we were in Texas, one thing that I noticed, man, because I don't know if North Carolina, that's not considered the South. I don't think, is it? That's the East
Yeah,
Coast.
technically.
Is it the South?
No, it's the East Coast, but I
It's
mean,
East Coast.
it's how you look at it,
I
I
don't know. I guess
guess.
I don't know. I just like, dude, for me, it's like there's nothing like Southern hospitality. Like that is a real thing.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure. I mean,
yeah.
because I'm like,
It's
I'm
it could be the South because so many people moved here,
sure.
and they're converting their they're converting where they came from and moving to here, and then
Yeah.
now there's a lot of South people here. But
Right.
it's a little well balanced though. I'm not going to even lie. But it
Right.
is a lot of Southerns here in Charlotte though.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love
No.
them. I
Yeah.
love them.
I love them. Yeah. No. I mean, that's just one thing that I really experience, like especially in Texas. Like going out there, it's like and you just experience that on the road in general when you're touring. It's like
Yeah.
people just being so generous and benevolent and like letting you like come into their house and like sleep on their couch, or they'll feed you, or
Right.
and that's just a beautiful you know that's just like a beautiful way to treat human beings, and to
Hmm.
just like experience that on the road is such a cool experience. But the one thing that I think we really connected on tour, where I think that we're a lot alike on, is like our sense of humor, man. Like
Yeah.
we had so much fun on that tour, and who I think was usually the funniest person in the room was Danny. It's like,
Oh, Danny was a character.
dude.
He was a character now from the unicorn
Oh
outfit
man.
to yeah. That was funny. And his playing, but
Yeah.
him being on stage, man, the way he grew, bro, I loved it.
Yeah.
I love every bit of Danny.
I
That's
love
cool.
Danny too, man. I'm gonna have to bring
Yeah,
him on the podcast. Dude,
yeah.
every time I'm around that guy, I just can't stop but just crack up. Like he is the
I
funniest
know, and he
dude.
got good knowledge. He got good knowledge
Yes,
too.
yes,
Yeah,
he is
yeah.
without
He
a
can
doubt.
bring you both worlds. Yeah,
Yeah, man. He's always just like he knows how to make the best out of a situation. I'll never forget
right.
when you guys, because we were all on tour and we would park our buses like in
Beside
yeah, we'd pull up right next to each other, and
parallel.
yeah, parallel in like Walmart parking lots. And I don't remember where we were at, but we pulled up in a Walmart parking lot somewhere, and you and Danny went into the Walmart, and
Mhm.
it must have been late. I mean, that must have been like
It
a
was like
24
2 o'clock in
hour.
the
Yeah, it was
morning.
like 2 o'clock in the morning. And then
It was like 2 o'clock
Danny
in the morning.
Danny walks into the bus and he's wearing this unicorn onesie. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, what? I'm like, where did you get that?
Yeah, he tried it on. And I was like, yeah, you cannot take it off now. You just got
And
to
he
keep it
wore
on.
it, and he wore it for like a week. He wore it for like the
Exactly.
rest of the tour, and he didn't take that damn thing off.
Hmm.
I think he started to smell a little bit on the tour too. We're all like, "Yo, you got to change, man." No,
But
but
it's good though. It's
yeah,
that's the aspect of tour. You can smell for a little bit and then take a shower.
yeah, dude, yeah. But just what a great. And that was my first tour going out like on the road with like other bands and stuff. So that was a really
Yeah.
cool experience to share that with you guys, and
Yeah.
Of Good Nature. I mean, just talk about being of good nature. I mean, that was such a fun tour, and you guys just are of good nature. You guys have a
Man,
good
I
spirit
appreciate
about
it,
you.
man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You
Without a
were
doubt.
jammy, bro. You were jammy for sure.
Yeah. I was slinging the merchandise, you know.
Oh yeah, you was killing that. I
Yeah.
definitely shout out to you for that.
That was
We
fun.
needed that. Yeah.
Yeah. So hey David, so why did you I was thinking this because we got to just like hang out on tour and stuff, but I didn't really get to like ask you, about like you growing up or like why did you get into music in the first place?
When I got into music because of my family, pretty much.
All right.
My aunt plays drums. My dad play keys,
Your aunt
and
plays drums. No way.
yeah, my
That's
auntie
cool.
Ebony. Yeah, she was killing and still killing. She's great. And then my
Wow.
cousin Michael played drums, so I would watch them growing up, and I see
Yeah.
all these church drummers just killing it, and I would just be watching them, only them, and it would be amazing. Then my
Yeah.
dad finally bought me a drum set when I was one. I was watching Sesame Street, and I seen Buddy Rich going. I think it was the Muppets or something
Yeah.
like that. But it was always like some musical thing going on. And
Yeah.
then I would get out some pots and pans and start playing. And my mom was like, "Oh no,
Oh
that
no.
that noise has got to stop."
Oh, that is so
But she
funny.
enjoyed it for a while. Don't get me wrong, but she was
Yeah.
like, eventually, okay, Dave, you got to put the sticks down. It's done. So
Oh,
my
that's
dad got me a
funny.
drum set, and he played keys, so he'd keep a beat. And
Oh,
then
cool.
yeah, and then it kind of taught me how to keep a beat and stay in time a little bit. And then he played keys,
Oh,
and that got
wow.
me going. Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool, man. Yeah, because I mean, seriously, you're one of the best drummers that I've ever seen play. I mean, to be
Oh man, I
honest.
appreciate that.
Yeah, and I mean, it was really cool. I love surrounding myself with just like really talented people, and man, you're a legend, dude. I mean, it's like
Oh
seriously, it's
man, I
like
appreciate that.
yeah, and I'm not just saying that. It's like you are no doubt one of the best drummers I've ever seen, and also because you're so humble too. You've got a really humble heart. Your parents raised you well, David, without a
And that
doubt.
means a lot, brother. And I
Yeah.
enjoy you as well, man. For real,
Uh,
man.
yeah. So that's cool. So did your dad play like like keyboards, like Hammond, or like
Yeah, yeah. He played organ. He plays.
okay,
His favorite was Yamaha and Chord.
not oh, I love some
Yeah,
chord. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's
yeah.
cool. Some Fender
But he's thinking
Rhodes.
about rolling now. But yeah, his
Nice.
Yamaha, the 88 keys was his favorite, man.
I got a
And
Roland right
he
here.
shreds. Where heck yeah, I love Roland. Roland is
Yeah.
by far one of the best companies out.
Yeah,
You
I just
know.
picked this one up. Actually, it's like a fully weighted keyboard. I love it too. It's great.
Yeah.
But so yeah,
Heck yeah.
did you like did you grow up playing in church? Is that how you kind of
Yeah.
got like your foundation? Wow.
Yeah. It's before I played any other genre. One, my mom was very strict.
Really?
So I started playing showcasing a little bit around 5 years old. And then I
Wow.
started kind of getting paid to play around 7 years old. And then
Wow.
my dad eventually started letting me go out play with other musicians, church musicians.
Yeah.
And that was around like 10 years old. And then I started playing for another church around 11. But I
Sure.
didn't start playing like bar gigs and stuff until like 15 years
Yeah.
old. And
Wow.
that's when I started kind of playing jazz and then kind of transversed into like R&B or like hip hop jazz. But
Yeah.
church I still play church to this day. And it's definitely, uh, it's, it's a, it's a breath taker
Yeah.
to say because man, church got me started.
I hear you. Yeah,
Church,
without a
and
doubt.
there's so many great musicians come out of church. There's so many hard points in church. It
Mm.
teaches you a lot.
Oh yeah.
It don't teach you about tour or nothing, but as a musician, it teach you to be strong.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal. They'll take you off the drums ASAP. Like, you're not playing that right. Next drummer, yeah, come up and play. Get him
Right.
off the drums. I've got
Yeah.
kicked off, yeah, many times growing up. I was like,
Really?
okay, I gotta practice. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
because it was some great musicians, and yeah, when I was like 11, 12 years old, I was knowledgeable, but
Sure.
I wasn't as knowledgeable of what I was doing. I was kind of like just playing with the feel. I didn't know what I was doing.
Mm.
And they was just, yeah, I got kicked off the drums like a few times, many times. I can't even
Wow.
count on a hand. But after that, I was like, man, I have to practice. Like,
Yeah.
I have to practice. I want to be the main drummer. And then
I
it
hear you.
happened. And then other calls started coming. So it's been cool.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, some of my, whenever I've played in church and stuff, that was, it's great because you meet so many amazing musicians. My lead guitar
Yeah.
player, that's really where he got his foundation too. I mean, growing up and serving the Lord in church, that was where he
Yeah, I
got
know, man.
that was where he got his foundation.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then my other friend Kelly Rutledge, she was an amazing singer songwriter, and unfortunately she passed away when she was about 17. But man, what an
Oh,
incredible
sorry to hear that.
gospel singer, and yeah,
Mm.
just a wonderful human being. But yeah, I've met so many my buddy Fletcher Malloy too, incredible guitar player and musician.
Heck
It's just
yeah.
yeah, just so many incredibly talented musicians come out of from playing in church. It's
Man,
amazing.
yeah, man. Church
Ray
is a
Charles, I mean,
it's
so many.
trendsetter. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
yeah,
right, man. It's church is amazing, man, because that's where soul,
yeah,
comes out right there, man. It's different. Atmosphere
yeah.
is different.
I hear
Energy
you.
is completely different. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's dope though, man. It's good to meet great musicians at church for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt. So David, so who are some of the other bands? So like you're growing up like, in the church, and that was where you got your foundation, and
Right.
some of your mentors maybe growing up. But like what were some of the like your biggest influences musically that like really affected you, with your playing?
Yeah, I have a few that actually affected my playing. It started with Tony Russell Jr. and
Okay.
how he was playing behind Jay-Z. He
Wow.
was his playing style was transverse. He can do double pedal or he can do a
Yeah.
single pedal. His
Cool.
hands were quick and
Yeah.
he had precision on a lot of the shows. And I started watching him. Then from there it went to the band Dave Matthews Band is
Really?
amazing. Dave Matthews was Carter
Yeah.
Beaufort on drums.
Huh.
I enjoyed watching their shows. I watched the DVD like back and forth. Like I would play. It got to the point where I was marching in high school, and we were playing Ants Marching. I was like, I heard this song. I know this song. I was like, oh, this is Dave Matthews. I was like, yeah. And then we started marching it, and I was marching on bass for a while. And then one time I got on drums and I started playing it while we were on break.
You're on that
While
snare.
they were practicing, no, I got on the full
Oh.
drum set. And then while they
Oh.
were practicing the song, I just started playing the beat what
Wow.
Carter Beaufort was doing. And it was
Yeah.
like, oh, I like that. So I played drums the rest of the season while we
Wow.
were marching. It was dope. But Dave Matthews is definitely one of the top of my list. Robert Glasper.
Okay.
Shout
I'm
out to Chris Daddy Dave
gonna have to
and
be writing a list. Check all these guys out without a
yeah, man. Robert Glasper is jazz hip hop. That changed the game for me. The way they went about it,
mm,
it was different at the time. Like this was around my high school years, so around 2014, 2013.
sure.
Yeah, around there, and man, that was different for me at the time. I was like, man, this music is really feel good music.
Yeah.
And then it went from that to learning reggae. Like I'd never played reggae until I met up with one of the first bands was Roots of Rebellion. Shout out to Roots of
Oh yeah,
Rebellion.
those guys are great.
Yeah,
Yeah, those guys are
yeah,
cool.
exactly. Yeah, them and Queen City Dub. Those are like some of the first bands I've ever got to know before I got to know Of Good Nature.
Really? So
Yeah.
where? Because Roots of Rebellion, I met those guys at Cali Roots. I think in 2009. Was it last year? I think it was last year. It was either last year or 2018. But so are those
Yeah.
guys? Are those guys from Carolina? The Carolinas too, or no?
Oh, they actually live. I think it's Nashville.
Okay.
No, yeah,
Oh, you
yeah,
know what? You're right. Yeah. Wow.
yeah,
How
yeah,
trippy, man! Like I gotta talk to those guys too, because that must be an interesting scene for a reggae band to break out of. I mean, I know there's like all kinds of
yeah.
musicians in Nashville,
Right,
but
right.
for a reggae band, that's kind of an
I know
interesting
it.
scene,
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, reggae is definitely not everywhere. I mean,
No,
it's a different type of genre,
right?
but it's definitely not everywhere.
Yeah, it's a funny thing, David. Yeah, it's definitely not everywhere, without a doubt. And
Yeah,
Arizona's got a cool reggae scene,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. But it's a funny thing whenever you're playing with a drummer that isn't used to playing reggae, and they kind of because that
Yeah,
syncopation, you gotta get kind of like a feel for it. And
yeah,
if you're not used to playing it, you can really get, it's like something just doesn't feel right. You really gotta have like a good
yeah,
feel for that reggae vibe, you know?
yeah. You
Yeah,
do.
but
You gotta have the feel.
that's cool though that that you started. So did you start jamming with Roots of Rebellion at all, or no?
No, man. I after they show one time, I talked to Troy, the drummer,
Okay.
and he's the main one I kind of talked to. He
Yeah.
gave me a CD, and I listened to their CD. I was
Right.
like, man, this, because the only reggae artists I really knew about was like Bob Marley and Ziggy Marley and
Mm-hmm.
them. But yeah, well, I listened to their CD. I was like, man, this is actually pretty cool. And then I started hanging out with
Yeah.
Brandon Hux. He was in another band, Queen City Dub.
Okay.
And I met John Pierre first, their drummer, at a music
Oh.
store. And he was like, bro, I can't make it to the gig, man. Can you fill in for me? And it was like a double header, like that next week. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll do it. So I went to the show and
Wow.
watched him. I think it was him, Brandon, Will Pinson, Alejandro, and my boy Ryan on bass, man, and they were just in there that night. They was killing. And I was like,
Yeah.
man, this is dope. So I filled in, and then a year later, Brandon hit me. He was like, bro, I'm in this band called The Nature.
Wow.
We need a touring drummer. Our drummer currently, who's Joey Bashan, he's couldn't tour at the time.
Yeah.
He had family things going on and work.
Sure.
And yeah, touring would have been a lot, but he was good to play local stuff.
Yeah.
And so he played. I agreed to it. I said, yeah, I tried out. After listening to some of the music, because they sent me a link first, and then I
Yeah.
listened to it, and then I was like, yeah, I'll come see. I'll come to a rehearsal, and we can get a feel for each other and see what's up. And Joey did a lot of the gigs, and I was just like watching at the
Yeah.
time, learning some of their songs and materials. And they were doing some covers, like Fly, and Valerie and all that. So I was just learning all the materials, and then like it just kind of like Joey kind of drifted off and
Sure.
started working more, and they wanted to hit the road, so I toured with them now.
Yeah, and that was a funny thing, David. Whenever we were on the road, because I was just thinking that too. I'm like, I wonder how they all like met up. So it's always
Mm-hmm.
interesting to hear like how the universe brings musicians together. It's always a
Together,
funny thing.
yeah, yeah, it is.
But I was and shout out to Brandon and John too, the bass player and trombone player from Of Good Nature. Really cool dudes, really
Heck
talented.
yeah,
That the whole band is incredibly talented. So if you
yeah,
haven't heard of Of
Cameron.
Good Nature, Cameron,
Mm-hmm.
go check them out.
Yeah,
Incredibly talented musicians, wonderful people too.
oh, they're great.
Yeah, but the thing I wanted to also ask you is like you were the youngest dude in the band, I think, right? Or you still
Yes, I am. I'm the baby in the band,
yeah, you're the baby in
as
the
they say.
band. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, whenever I met you, how old were you? I think I was 22 when we went on the road together the
Yeah,
first
what's
time.
this? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. I was around 22 as
Oh, so
well.
we were the same
Yeah,
age.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
I
you
was
were,
around 21, 22.
and you said you
Turning
were
22.
18 when you started like touring the country with these guys,
Yeah,
right?
I was. Yeah, I was 18.
I mean, that's young to just get out
Going
there
on
and
19.
start doing it. I mean, you got to do it at as soon as you can. But
Yeah, I never expected actually doing it like that. I always thought, because I got accepted to Berkeley, I just never went.
wow.
And yeah, in Boston, I just never went. And then
Sure.
I thought I was gonna go to LA and just start touring, but
Yeah.
then they hit me up. I was like, I might as well try this out. And then
Yeah.
that delayed the LA thing because I was just gonna be playing for artists. I didn't
Sure.
know like I was gonna ever be in a band. I
Yeah.
was like, man, being in a band is dope though. It's a different experience because you're writing your own music.
Right.
You gotta do your own stuff. But if you're playing for the artist, you're doing their stuff. So
Yeah.
it's different
Well,
completely.
dude, you guys are like seriously one of the hardest working bands that I know out there right now. And
Man, I appreciate it, man.
yeah, and I just have the utmost respect for you guys, and I know that the world is your oyster, and you guys,
I love
you,
oysters too. I love oysters.
right
Fried,
on.
steamed, not raw though. I
Fried,
love it.
steamed. No, I always
Yeah.
liked them raw. I haven't eaten an oyster in a long time, but I used to always
Oh
like them
man,
raw with some like
heck yeah.
what is it?
A horse,
Horseradish? Yeah,
yeah, horseradish. But
whatever
you
it's
go
called.
get it from the sea and just take it out the shell and just eat
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
But
But
yeah, the world is your oyster.
yeah, without a doubt, man. So, um, but yeah, it's like it's just a funny thing, like this year with everything that's been going on, you know, like just the different you know, adversities and stuff. But
Hmm.
you know, out of all that, so like, what do you think on your path, David, like was one of the most difficult decisions that you had to make to fulfill your dreams as a musician?
Um, I guess the biggest decision I had to make was definitely, not pursuing what everybody else is doing.
Wow.
It's and that's a huge decision on me. Like, see, when I was 15, I started drinking in
Sure.
the bars and stuff. They thought I was older, so I would take like a
Right.
shot and then I walk out and leave. I wouldn't never be drunk or nothing.
Sure. Sure.
But it'd be something like that. I've never did hardcore drugs or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's and I would never try it. And that's just one big decision that I always had to make. Because
Wow.
somewhere at a show will always be somebody offering, of course.
Right.
People are giving, and I don't judge. I don't pass judge. I don't do any of that. People
Yeah.
do what they do to feel
Sure.
how good they want to feel. I don't care
Yeah.
if it's drinking. I don't care if it's smoking. Do what you want. Smoke a cigarette. I don't care. Do
Right.
you? Go drink a soda for all I care. But
Right.
people need to do what they want, and they offer, and I
Yeah.
turn it down all the time, and I'm glad I can do that.
Wow.
I'm glad I can turn it because most people can't. And
I feel that.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of my biggest decisions I've ever been
Wow.
making
Wow.
was
Yeah.
my judgment on where I'm at in like in the venues and stuff like that.
That's an interesting or yeah, like a very wise perspective too, because because dude, drugs are around from the beginning, you know, when you start playing
Yeah,
music. I mean, like
exactly.
the first time I went and played at the Whiskey A Go Go, I walk in, I'm like backstage, and I was probably 16 years old, and I'm back there, and I'm like looking around, I'm like, man, this is so crazy. You see like Ozzy Osbourne and Rush and
Right.
all these bands on the walls in the back and stuff, and I walk into the managerial office, and I'm like, yo, and you could tell like this is like where the party happens. I'm like, yo, so is this where
Yeah.
all like the rock stars like party and stuff? And the manager at the time, or I think he was the manager. He was obviously the guy in charge of the venue at that moment. He goes, "This kind of partying," and he pulls out the biggest bong I'd probably ever seen in my life. And I'm like 16 years old, and I'm like, no.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if this is it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. That's literally what I said. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know if this is. I'm like, I don't know
Yeah, I
if
was saying the
this
same
is.
thing around that. Yeah, 18 and all that. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm
Yeah, I
okay.
mean, pot's legal now, but like, you know, I was like,
Right.
I was 16 years old, and it's like, man, it's like, you know, but you're right. It's from the beginning, and then you start seeing friends, you know, doing harder drugs, and it's like, man, I
Yeah,
definitely
and
don't
there's
want to
like
be doing that, you
right.
know?
I'm not in that circle, but I
Yeah,
hang out with you at the show or whatever. I'll
yeah,
speak
yeah,
to you. We'll hang out, do all that, but I'm good on all
right. I hear,
that.
I hear you, man, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So as such a talented person as yourself, David, like what's next, or what's something else that you want to achieve next once we get through this whole like pandemic and everything that's been going on for you? Like, what's your next
Oh man.
aspiration?
Realistically, I would love to just keep touring more,
Yeah,
and building more as an artist. I'm starting to write a little more songs,
yeah,
I'm trying to start producing a little more. That's next for me. I've thought about doing many, many things. I don't know. I'm very undecisive about my life because it's so
yeah.
much I would want to do. I thought about going to space camp. Thought about
Really?
I thought
You
about
know,
so
I've thought
much.
about that too. You know what,
Heck
David?
yeah.
I think, you know what I think we should do? I think that we should sign up for Elon Musk's SpaceX program, and he should send us up to Mars, and then we'll
Yeah.
start a band out on Mars, man. Wouldn't that be
Man,
cool?
I'm down, bro. I'll be the best air drummer
Right?
you can
I'll be the
find
best
on
air
Mars.
drummer.
On Mars,
Yeah, there
dog.
you go.
Not saying in the world, on Mars.
Yeah. No, you're gonna join the Space Force, David.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny, man.
It'd be nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's cool though, man. So you want to start producing more and just like
Yeah.
just it sounds like just expanding your, you know, and especially from me too. That's something that I've noticed, and it must just be something that happens naturally, you know, I think as a creative, but you
Hmm.
naturally just start to branch off into these other modalities of creating music, you know, and
Right.
like for
There's so
me,
much music.
I was so much in the like I never like worked with like Ableton, or I still don't work with Ableton. What am I talking about? But like Logic. I never really produced my own stuff at home. I always just had a guitar and I would just record it on my phone and just write a song from beginning to end, and that's how I always did it. But now with
Hmm.
technology, it's amazing how you can, you know, like work with like a MIDI keyboard and just make all these different sounds and all this like production in your home. You know, it's like you don't need to go to like Capitol Records, or you don't need to go to these big studios anymore. It's like you can literally record in your bedroom
Yeah.
and put out some really awesome music. I mean, look at Billie Eilish. It's like, you know, and her brother Finny,
Hmm.
like they're pumping out some big hits from their bedroom.
Hmm. From the bedroom. Yeah. And that's how it's, thanks to technology,
Mm-hmm.
that's how it's able to happen nowadays. You don't have to go to a studio and try to get the best one take you can get. You
Right.
know, you can just relax in your bedroom and use the interface and just go
Yeah.
in. You know,
Yeah.
it's technology has changed the game. You can record on tour bus now.
Right. Right.
Like you can never used to. If Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson back in the day, James Brown back in the day was all recording on their tour buses, that would have been nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what kind of music we would have heard. You know, something else probably would have came out. Being in
Yeah.
the studio is different, but being on the road,
Mm-hmm.
man, more music. I think sometimes you write better music because you see things. You know,
Sure.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying they wasn't writing on the road and took it back to the studio, but
Mm-hmm.
when you write and then record right there, sometimes it hit different
I
because you
hear you.
remember everything that you wanted to do, or you know, just I don't know. Sometimes the energy is different.
Right. Right.
Energy is
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Without it. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah. It's a funny thing. It's like, you know, you can like really like work on something, you know, at home and just be able to like create something from scratch, and then, you know, maybe go into
Yeah.
the studio and get a little bit better of a quality recording or something.
Right.
It was interesting for me to listen to. The song escapes me right now. But you guys went to L.A. and you recorded at this studio. I forget what song it
Yeah.
was on the
North
record.
Hollywood studio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about that experience. What was that like?
Yes, man, that was Sergio was the man. He shout out to Serge. But we would we got there. I didn't even know we were gonna be recording until like that
Really?
tour. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so until like I think when that tour started, that's when I found out okay, we were getting ready to record a few
Yeah,
covers and then, you know, some of our originals or old originals.
sure.
But man, that experience was fun. It was all one take.
Yeah,
Yeah, so whatever's in the tape is what it is, you know,
sure.
and it was cool. It was the first time that I've done that in LA.
Yeah,
One take, so it was nice, man. That whole experience was relaxing. We chilled. We got an Airbnb. We went
nice.
to In and Out and got some burgers and stuff. So it's, you know, I'm yeah,
You
it
guys
was
aren't
fun,
used to
man.
in and outs on your part of the country.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of In and Out. I'm not gonna
I'll
lie.
eat their
So
French fries. Their French fries are
I
vegan,
don't
you
even.
know.
I'd rather have a burger, man. I know you. Yeah,
Yeah,
you vegan, so I know the
right.
French. I'm not a huge French fry fan of theirs, so. But yeah, In and Out is
It's
cool.
alright. It's alright.
Yeah, yeah. I'll take
Right.
the milkshake or something sometimes, but I don't even like the milkshakes like that.
Yeah, you're not that big of an in and out fan. I hear you.
Nah, but I'll go there when I'm in LA for sure, though. 'Cause this is
Yeah,
something you got to when you're in
sure.
LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you guys record a tape? Is that why it was just like one take, or did you guys still do like
Yeah.
it was to tape?
It was to
Wow.
tape. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like very, very old school, man. It was dope. It was very
it
dope.
was dope.
Yeah, the sound was very boxed in.
Huh.
The sound was amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. I haven't recorded a tape before, but we usually my producer will run the sound through a tape machine, so it still gets that analog tone a little bit.
Right, and that's what he did. Yep.
Right, right. But actually recording to tape, it's like, and you guys, man, it's like you guys are as tight as like a diamond, man. I mean, seriously,
I appreciate it.
you guys are so rock solid. And it's because you guys tour as much as you do. It's funny,
Yeah.
whenever I came back from that tour, I went back into the studio and my producer's like, man, like you're like, because when you're playing every single night of the week for a month straight, it's like you're going to definitely be way more tight whenever you get back into the studio. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you guys are just like, you know, you guys are fire. Sounds so
Man, I
good.
appreciate it. Yeah, we played a lot of shows out the year for sure. So we've grown that bond to where we don't even really rehearse.
Right.
Sometimes we've been trying to get at least one rehearsal in before some things, but you
Yeah.
know, we don't really get the time to like rehearse because we all got our own life as well. So it's
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
but we got that bond for sure, man. We're
Right.
brothers, and we know when we go on the stage, we just leave it all there.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah,
Yeah.
so how does it usually work with you guys, like with your with your writing process? Like, does Cam usually write something? Because
Hmm.
I know you were telling me a little bit when we were on the road. You were like, yeah, you know, if you usually Cam will bring something, or you know, and then you guys will work together. But I also heard that you kind of have been like writing a little bit more too, which is interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, Cam, he really he writes all his lyrics. You know, it's better for
Sure.
the lead singer to write the lyrics and sing it the way he feel.
Yeah.
And I always feel like that, unless it's like a song you feel like, okay, maybe I can do this, this
Right.
fits my style. And that's how it's kind of been. He writes all the songs and he'll bring it to me because me and him are like the writing buddies.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring like John and Brandon in, or if they got something like
Yeah.
Brandon's came up with stuff before, John came up with stuff before, and we'll all make it a thing.
Sure.
But normally it's me and Cameron. Cameron would write lyrics or write a song on like GarageBand or on Logic,
Sure.
and then he would show me, and then I listen to it. And I'll be like, maybe we can flip it and do a little bit like this, or we can add this hit there or add this there, and then we kind of like put our minds together on the structure, get the
Yeah.
structure down, get the bass line down, and then it'll go like that. But yeah, I've wrote "Feeling" on the last album was
Nice.
kind of my deal. Cameron wrote all his lyrics for sure, but the chorus and stuff like that was definitely more of me.
Nice.
But in the structure, I wrote the structure of how
Cool.
I wanted it to go, and then I got my siblings on it, and it was
Really?
nice. Yeah, they were singing background.
No
And
kidding.
then yeah, my younger brother Dominic and my
Wow. Oh,
younger
I think I
sister
met him,
Amaya.
right? I think I met
Yeah, I think
your
you
brother
did.
on tour.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think I
Yeah.
actually met you guys or met him in Chicago when you guys were out there.
Oh no, you talking about my other family?
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, my bad, my
yeah.
bad.
No, you good? Yeah,
Yeah,
you good? Yeah.
that's
But
funny, man.
man, it was cool though, man. Like our writing process is definitely one of a kind. Cameron, he writes really great songs, and I
Absolutely.
love the reggae feels. I love the out of the box feels he come up with.
Right.
It's just we try to keep writing, and
That's
that's
all you
one
can
thing we
do,
try. That's all you can do.
you
Just
know?
try to keep recording and see what song's gonna be it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
my buddy Josh, he's my drummer. You guys would definitely get along.
Josh. Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
he loves you guys, man. He's always like, "Yo,"
Word. Shout out
he's
to
like,
Josh.
yeah,
Then.
he's always like, "Yo, we gotta like play some shows at Love Good Nature. They're so good, you know." And I'm like, when it all lines up, you know, and it's meant to be, you know, it'll happen.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I would definitely be down to do that again, bro.
yeah.
I'll always be down to tour with you again, Jam.
Ah,
And
thank you,
yeah,
thank you.
anybody else you bring.
Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah,
totally, man. So, yeah, man. Well, it's been good to catch up, David. It's like
yeah, same,
wonderful to
man.
see you, bro. And
Man, it's amazing to see you, brother.
yeah, it's always good to see you. And
Yeah.
so I got one more question I like to wrap. I'm gonna wrap up all the podcasts with. It's like
Okay.
there's so much you know, uncertainty and just so many people out there that you know could definitely use you know, some inspiration or motivation in their life, you know, to find some more purpose. So, why do you believe that you're here on Earth, David?
Why do I believe I'm here?
Yeah,
I believe I was here to spread love, man. I'm not a problem guy. I just like to be the solution.
I hear you.
I like to solve problems, and sometimes this world need a balance of that because it's a
Hmm.
lot of problems and just a lot of solutions. Not judging the problems,
Yeah,
not judging solutions, but I believe I was here to help keep people lifted. And I think I've been doing my job on that. So whenever God decided to take me out this world, I'd be happy because I've changed. I feel like I've helped change, or guide people in the
yeah,
correct position. Thank God because my mind wasn't always correct either.
Yeah.
But I was guided enough to, my parents raised me well, and my siblings kept me guided as well to keep giving the love that I give,
Yeah.
And I think I was put on this earth just to spread love and put out great music, if I could,
Yeah. Yeah.
just to play my gift, man. My gift is that's the only way I'm able to release everything I got in me.
I
I
hear you.
can't do it no other way. The video games can't do it.
No.
Music has changed my life, and I think I was put on this earth to spread that love, and in many ways, musically, whatever,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's why I think I was here, man. And I
That's
think I'm
beautiful.
doing okay at it. I'm not saying I'm doing the best, because we all not perfect, but
No, none of us are
I'm trying to
perfect.
stay on the right track.
Perfectly imperfect,
Right, exactly, and that's the best thing you can be. Trying to be perfect is definitely above us.
Yeah,
We can never exceed that, and
without a
never
doubt.
expect to.
Mm. Yeah, man. Well, you've got such a good spirit and big
Appreciate
heart,
you, man.
and yeah, man. I mean, we had such a good time on that run, and it's always fun to catch up and share
Likewise.
some laughs. And I look
Heck
forward
yeah.
to seeing all you guys soon and hearing you guys live. And congratulations on the shows you guys got coming up with Sublime and the Dirty Heads next year. That'll be good.
Oh, dude, I didn't even see that.
I'm
I'm
filling you
serious.
in, bro.
Yeah, feel me.
Yeah, you're like,
Oh
huh?
man.
When is that?
Yeah, what with Dirty Heads and Sublime?
I
Oh
think
man,
so. I think I saw that. Yeah, I saw.
I think somebody else said that too, but I don't even know. I'll be seeing Kim later today,
It's
so
far
I'll
out.
ask him.
It's far out, anyways. But yeah. So
Yeah, dude,
congratulations on
I
that.
appreciate it, man. Well,
Hmm.
thank you for telling me too, and I appreciate you.
Right on. Well, everybody, thank you so much for chiming in and listening. Be sure to check out Of Good
Yeah,
Nature on Spotify and Instagram and all that good stuff. So,
I appreciate you.
and follow David Hamilton on Instagram too. He's a great
Yes,
drummer. So
yeah, I'm at smooth_alien.
there you go. At
Yeah,
smooth_alien.
yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right, David. Well, take care, bro, and
All right, you as well, Jam. Man, it's
be
good to see
well.
you, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah, stay safe and keep
thank
putting
you.
out the good food, man. I love the food you've been making, so keep putting it out. Heck
All
yeah.
right, we'll do. We'll give everybody my love, and I'll see you guys soon.
You as well, bro.
All
See
right,
you soon.
take
All right,
care.
you as well.
And that is the entirety of this episode. Thank you so much for checking it out. Once again, be sure to go to suredesignClothing.com and use promo code JAM at checkout to support the show.